What do you think about the giving away all those pro cards now? They're giving away dozens a year.
I have no idea.
In your day.
No, and that's why I didn't turn pro. It was so hard to do it, and now it's like bodybuilding have a bad name now. Got a bad rep, okay? And all these wannabes that can't be, now they're doing this here with the trunks. Those are wannabe bodybuilders, but they can't cut the mustard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they're going out with these swim trunks all the way down here, and they got a nice bedroom physique, but you want to be a bodybuilder.
Yeah, not a bootleg stripper.
Yeah, and, and it's like, it irks me, And this guy come and talk to me. They had a picture from top of the ceiling all the way down, right there in the window. I'm surprised it's gone now. And I'd walk in, okay. No. We were supposed to be bodybuilders, right? It's with pay the cost to be the boss. You got to pay your dues, And when you saw guys in the gym 3 or 4 hours every day of the week, hurting, eating up everything in sight, and then doing all the supplements and whatever, and then dying in their early 40s. Okay, a lot of them paid the cost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't hear about no long longevity. Now, I just found out maybe a month ago, Jim Morris. Remember that name?
Mm-mm.
No. He had a gym here in Hollywood, black guy. And I did a seminar with him at a high school. He won Mr. America, okay? He died at like 83 years old. And he became a vegan, no meat and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And they had pictures. You could Google him, you'll see him. But he had a nice gym up here in Boys Town, Hollywood. It was gay town.
Yeah.
Very nice physique. And I had an opportunity to do a seminar with him, okay? And met him. I ended up going to his gym a couple of times. But he's the oldest bodybuilder that when I heard he was 83, died in his sleep, I say bully for him. Dave John. Yeah, Dave John. Mr. America 1979. No, you don't remember that name.
Mm-hmm.
Found him sitting on the bathroom toilet giving himself a shot. And he was still a young man, okay? Because he won that in 79. So, and I learned this years ago. No, bodybuilding, Kerouac dropped dead or something. No longevity, Big Arnold. Okay, if I'm 66, he must be 69, 70?
I think he's 70.
Yeah, about 70. Look like shit. You would think Big Arnold, with all the money and everything, that he would still be in some kind of shape, No, I've seen him. I've seen him at Venice, and I'm sagging and I'm shaky Jake and all, but I just got out of the hospital and I'm thinking this stuff is going to come back a little better because it's coming back now, I just have to keep going, have to keep with it. I'm not giving up.
Do you guys talk at all? You and
No.
Arnold?
If he see me at Big Craig, he'll say it.
Yeah.
He remember me. Yeah. But not talking or what. He became the governor, and I was a crook. Yeah, but God's been good to me. I don't know if you guys are religious.
Definitely.
But God's been on my side. I went through San Quentin. 5,000 men there. Crazy as all outdoors. I had a good head on my shoulder. I was pretty smart, but these people were nuts. They belonged in prison. You hear me?
Yeah.
And I'm saying this on this, and people gonna hear it, but oh no, a lot of them people belong there. Okay? And I could sit on the big yard and oh no, this person don't belong out there. He's in the right place. So, but a lot of guys did belong in prison. Big Tookie, I told Tookie 3 weeks before he did what he did, because we worked out and I was killing him, then he went outside and smoked something and came back to try to kill me, because they smoke that shit to make them strong.
Yeah.
And afterwards we went and had tacos at the little taco stand down from the gym, and I told him then, Tookie, you don't want to go where I've been, because I just come home a couple of years. They got places for us. You don't want to go there. And he always had a entourage, somebody come with him. And I did too. I always had a Mexican boy with me. He always had a white kid. Okay, so people have asked me, was he gay? I don't know Tookie's business, that was his business. But he was my friend, and he was big. I don't know how strong he was, because on the couple of days that we worked, I was already doing steroids. No, I wasn't doing steroids, but I was strong, and I would go up to 400, 450, and I would kill him off. He'd go outside and smoke something, and he'd come back, and he'd rep 4.25, 435, easy, okay? And then on the curls, I used to do what we call 3/4 curls.
What's that?
3/4 curls.
Yeah, explain it to people that don't know what it is.
That's, you put 3/4 on each. This is the pig iron. Not the plastic stuff, regular jingly. You know, put 3/4 with a straight bar. Straight bar builds that arm full.
Yeah, because your arm's super.
Soup, yes, not the easy bar.
One of the functions of the biceps.
Yes. You got to use the straight. That's what's wrong with me right now. I haven't been doing the straight bar because of my back. So I have to lean up against the wall, do a little straight bar. Just look, but afterwards it makes that arm so full and thick. Anyhow, 3/4 curls, 3/4 on each side. Curl it 5 times. You got to have 3 people. Curl it 5 times, and then they pull a quarter. Then you curl it 10 times. Then they pull another quarter and put a dime on it. And you flip your hands over and do reverse for 15 times. Okay? Then they pull another dime, and you only got 1/4, and you go back this way, but you go close grip, and you do another 20 times. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, and you do 20 times there. That not be so tight. You try to do that for 4 sets. Okay? By the end, you're screaming and crying, and they won't let you stop. Okay? You might get 12 and sit it down. Oh, pick it back up. You owe me 3 more. You know? You have to do 5, 10, 15, 20, all of them for 4 sets.
And what would the rest of our workout look like?
Okay. But then,
because that's what you're known for, is like, I think you probably have, proportionally, maybe the best arms of all time.
Thank you.
I'm serious, like
I had 23.25.
I know.
And then 21 forearms. I was big in the house.
So that's what most people are going to probably want to know the most about what you did is your arm.
Yes. Back up, well, on a Sunday, I would go up to 315. That's 3 plates. And my guy would have to hold my legs down and put the weight on the floor, not on the bench. Put it on the ground. And go down and you feel until you get your hands where you could feel the bars right.
Yep.
Straight bar, got to be straight. Short bar, not that long bar, not a bench press bar, that short curl bar.
Yep.
Go back and pull that sucker up. Bring it up to your chest. Take it up to there. And then back arm. Oh, ho, ho. And back then we didn't have these. We weren't using these.
Yeah.
So, but I've been warmed up off the bench. Remember I told you about them warm-up.
Yeah.
I've been flushed a lot of blood in there. So I'm ready for 3 plates. Okay? And I would do that maybe 3 or 4 times. And then break it down, do two plates a couple of times. Because we would stay out at Venice Beach for 3 hours. And we done did chest, back, now we doing arms.
So you'd be like, fill yourself with the food and stuff yourself.
But I'm still eating, and playing my music. I'm playing Delirious by Prince. And Bob Marley. I had the old boombox, right? They could hear me walking from the parking lot. Oh, here come Craig. But Bob Marley, Buffalo Soldier, and we're jamming, them with songs to train on, Then get up, after you back arm, then you got to get your 100-pound dumbbell, and you got to back arm the 100-pound. I'll back arm 100-pound, 120 pounds. The other guys know, okay, my guys, they might go up to 80 pounds,
Which is still way above average.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I had one guy, had back a big boo, had back arms that was up to here, but they wasn't strong. He wasn't strong. Had beautiful back arm, like Sergio Olivia, but he wasn't no power, And he would not do a skull crusher, period. Or kickouts. You know what kickouts are. I used to love to see kickouts. I didn't ever learn about them until I got to jail. And in jail, everybody's sitting on the bench behind you, and you got to kick their weight out to them. And that made you have that long half moon back arm, A lot of guys got the back arm from here up. It just like that. which is a pretty looking street back arm.
Explain how you're doing the kickouts.
Okay, instead of doing skull crushers up here, when you kick out, you got to hold it here and go back there. And that means I could sit here and put my hands here. Okay, touch my hands. And you coming from the back of the head, and that meant lighter weight. You ain't no way in the world you're going to do no heavy weight like that. But it blows them arms out. It blows them out. And you do a lot of reps, sets. So
it's you like it for high reps.
High reps, but you know your high reps is for your pump.
Yep.
Yeah, your low reps, you build that strength and that mass, but you got to tone it off with the high reps.
So you're basically, I think, sort of like what you're saying is the reason you had such great development is because a lot of people take, I'm going to go a really heavy approach. A lot of people say I'm going to do lightweight for reps, and you kind of combine them both.
Well, you know yourself, Josh, you got to build your foundation first. You build your foundation with working out, moderate weight, but then after you get seasoned, because you're not just starting weight and you're seasoned, after your body get prepped, then you could start testing the muscles. You get people come in right off the street, they want to get up under 200 pounds, 250, and they can't work out with 100.
Yeah.
I said, what you doing? Oh, I could do this 2 times. Why? Why do you want to do 200 2 times when you need to be playing with 100, 20 reps, 15 reps? Get your body used to pumping up. Pump that shit up, and then when you get up under 200, you could do 210 times. And back in the Venice day, Craig, you could do 600 for a rep, maybe 2. I don't want to hit 600 2 times. I want to hit it 5 times at least. If I can't hit it 5 times, I'm not going to put it on. That's why I never hit 600. Okay?
Makes sense.
If I couldn't get up on it and play with it and hold a conversation while I'm doing it and look impressive, I'm not going to do it. If I got to arch my back up and strain, I'm not going to do it. I want to do it like I'm working out like it's nothing. Curling 100-some pound dumbbell, I'm going to hold a conversation with you while I'm doing it. We in church. We're going to have a good time. It's about, this is a part of our life. Oh, I hate to go to the gym. Oh, man, you get happy. I'm going to the gym.
Excited about training.
Yes, I'm going to the gym. See, I'm going to have a good time. Man, I can hardly wait to get to do what I got to do.
Do you think that's the most important part?
One of it. Yeah. Okay, the hardest part is getting here. What you say? No. Love getting here. Love getting here.
Look forward to it all day.
Look forward to it. Look forward to. This is our family, right?
Yeah.
I've been here since, I think, 95, 96. How many times do you think I've seen it change in here? When I first joined, the ladies, the owner, her son ran it. Now he's in Vegas. Too much time?
No.
Now he's in Vegas, but I've watched the gym change, okay? The gym trainers, we have a multitude of trainers. And their pupils always look the same. I'm like, hey man, do you ever train them till they soaking wet? Why do these guys train like that? Nobody trains like that, soaking. No. When we trained back in the day, you take your shirt off and wring it out like that. Your pants too, wring it out. You're soaking wet.
Yeah.
Because you've been training. Now these kids, they come in, they hour and a half, an hour, the trainers, and they charge them good money. Nobody's sweating. I said, you ain't did nothing. They haven't done anything. But
social call.
Yes, and the trainer on the text, and the pupil, the client. Oh, I got to take this. Back in the day, we had pagers, and I tell people, you better not page me between so and so time. Later on, I'm gonna let you have it verbally. Why are you messing with me at that time? That's my time of the day. Yes, when working out was, I tell people it's like a part of life, a part of religion. It's like religion, okay? Or it's like surviving. You got to eat, you got to sleep, you got to work out.
You got to have that routine.
You got to have the discipline, okay? And it hit me right now. I'm cutting it right there, and I got to go back. When you asked me what started me to go into Venice Beach? And I said I was 16, and I went to Venice Beach. They didn't let black people in the pit. It just hit me. It hit me, son. I got to get that in.
Oh, they didn't?
No. Me and Donnie Boy, we would try to give them our money. They wouldn't take our money in the little office.
Yeah.
But we're going to work out here. They wouldn't take our money. We go jump over the fence and go work out. They got tired of doing that to us, so they finally started taking our money. They were prejudiced. In 1966, I was 16, okay? And I used to tell Donnie, I'm going to make them take our money. We got to work out. I want part of this. Yeah. This got to be part of my life. It was all white kids there, all white guys. That was Venice Beach back in the day, okay? And now Donnie Boy, that's my partner, he lived through it with me. And now there's nobody out there. Bill Pettis was, I met Bill Pettis in maybe 78, 9, like that. Yeah. Because I got out of prison in 75. And I used to tell Bill Pettis, you know the name. I used to tell Bill, I'm going to catch you, I'm going to catch you. Because Bill Pettis had the biggest arms I had ever seen, okay? He didn't tie in well, but he was like the Omega Man, like the prehistoric caveman.
Neanderthal.
The Neanderthal. Yeah. And he stuttered when he talked, yeah. Okay? But he was strong as a bull. Okay, I did 300 laying down. He'd stand up and do 250 like that, talking to you behind the neck, standing up. Big Bill, I'm going to catch your butt. I'm going to catch you. No, you're not. That was my buddy. Up until last year, I'd go out to Venice Beach and I'd give him a handout, $10. Big Craig, can you help me out? Okay, he have on the same little red Speedos, all the bracelets on his arm. Yeah. Okay, wino, but he was my friend back in the day. And the people laughing and talking, and I let them know, y'all don't know, but this man was a monster. You know, and they look at me. I said, yes, this man was the strongest man in the pit, he and I. And he, no, I wasn't, you were. You know, we go through it like that. I said, he may not be something to look at now, but this man, my God, he's, you know, and I'd hug him and embrace him in front of all those people. You know, Venice Beach, right there by the pit. I said, you got all my respect, Bill. I know, Big Craig, I know. I said, cut your hair. Cut your hair, shave, you know. He said, okay. Can you help me out? Yeah. I said, Billy be with me, my partner. I said, Billy ain't got no change. Billy give him 20. I said, not no $20, him 10. Oh, but I love Bill, because we were kids together. I say kids, but in our 20s, we were young men together. And to watch him, you know, he would always be backstage. At the contest, he always had a gig in the back doing something, cleaning the floors or helping out. He was always there, but he wouldn't be in the show. Arnold helped him some kind of way. There was underlying stuff that Arnold helped pay like rent or something for him. You know, people said that. I don't know if that's true or not. But Bill Pettis was my buddy, and strong, okay? Back to working out. Arnold told me to do calves and forearms every day, okay? After he said that, I started doing it and my forearm blew out the ceiling, all right? Now, back in prison, I did calves, a dumbbell forearm only like this, but then Arnold put the bar in my hand like this and telling me to get up on my calves, okay? And I started doing it. Next thing, they blew up, this crazy. But then on this one, you hit that outer head. Yeah. So, legs, you know, and see, back in the day, black guys didn't work legs. But when I started wanting to compete, I had to work legs. Yeah. I had got up to doing 300 pounds, the same 3 plates that I was back arming. I would lunge with it. I started lunging. You know how guys want to lunge around the room holding the dumbbells? I would lunge around in my spot, in my space, with 3 plates.
You walking lunges?
Walking lunges.
That was Ronnie Coleman's one of his favorite too.
See, I didn't even know that. But that's what I was doing.
You were in first, though.
Yes. See, people don't even know it. I'm telling you, and I don't know nothing about Ronnie. Look, I was in Dublin when I was working in the club, and they were just posing on the video. I said, who's that big old man? They said, Craig, you don't know who that is? No. They said, that's Ronnie Coleman.
That's who we did our last interview with.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I had no idea who he was. But how is his health now?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's had some surgeries, but like.
Compressed disc in the back or something?
He's got like a hip replacement.
Yes. No, somebody had told me that. Yeah, somebody here in the gym. Hey man, you know Ronnie did that. No. And the guy who owned Max Muscle out of Venice, guy with the big back, nice back, professional bodybuilder. He bought a vitamin store. He bought it from the other guy was my buddy too. What was that guy's name? Oh, I forget. But anyhow, he had a lot of ailments. And when I saw him behind the counter selling his vitamins, you'd have never known he was, the bodybuilder.
Leroy still around?
Leroy who? Colbert. He just died.
Did he?
I just,
it must have been pretty recent then.
2 months ago maybe.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I just got it. Because I had come out the hospital, and I was training over there, and somebody came up and told me, man, you hear Big Leroy died. Leroy who? The first big, no. He said, yes.
Because he had a supplement store too, right?
Oh, I didn't know.
I think he had a supplement store like somewhere in the valley.
Well, during this time, this is when I find out about Jim Morris dying. I knew Serge Nubret had died. I knew Sergio Olivier had died. So then I said, let me go on the Google internet, see about and they got a site for all the deceased bodybuilders, whole bunch of guys. And then the guys who really overdid it, whole bunch of guys. You must remember, like I told you, I never saw a steroid till I was like 31 years old. Never saw it. I never saw cocaine, the powder cocaine, till I was 34. And people thought, well, living in LA and I was a crook, that I knew all about the inside and out of the industry. I didn't never see no cocaine because I was all about bodybuilding. When I came home from the joint, 75, I was 25, and the way I stayed out of prison, I had to revamp. I had to change. All the people that I hung with, they were obsolete to me now, okay? So I had to do a whole different thing. And so all my running people became Latinos and white people. No more black people. That's why I didn't go back to prison. When people ask me, man, how'd you stay out? I had to change.
So when were you Black Panther? When you were
in the 60s? No, before. Yeah, 67, 68. Bunchy Carter. No, yes. I knew him quite well. If you know the name Geronimo Pratt, you heard of it? No.
I've heard of a lot of them, but
yeah, you heard of that, but he was my partner in the pen. He schooled me every day. I had the privilege of talking with him all the time.
What did he teach you? What did he school you?
I'm not supposed to talk about all that, but he was in jail. It finally came out later. The FBI finally came out later and said he was under investigation when he was supposed to be doing them murders. We had him in our sights. He couldn't have did them, but it was like 22 years later. The FBI knew that he didn't do it because he was under their surveillance, you see. And Geronimo, all them years, he said, man, I did that, you see. And with me, there's a story saying I did so-and-so, so-and-so. I killed a burglar in my mother's house, okay? That's what I did. And I got involuntary manslaughter, okay? But they said I killed a gay preacher. That's Kenny Carter. That's not me. Kenny Carter did that when he was 16. Kenny Carter's still in prison right now.
That was a rumor that you were, because people think you're in prison.
That's Kenny Carter. And Bunchy Carter, the Black Panther, is Kenny Carter's brother. And when Bunchy got killed, Kenny Carter lost his mind. He was 16. And before this, I was his brother coming home one day. See, I knew Kenny since he was a kid. And then all of a sudden, after 5 years, Bunchy come home. This is the guy he talked about for all these years, and then he gets killed. And so the baby boy went nuts, okay? And Kenny never worked out with us. I tried to get everybody to work out in the backyard. If you lived in our neighborhood, come work out. Those weights are still there. Brother Teddy still lived there on the property in the back house. Every now and again, he'll charge somebody $5 for a workout. They could go work out in the backyard. It's still there.
Which neighborhood?
South Central. Yeah, South Central. I poured 11 yards of concrete in that backyard for my mom. So, because the grass wouldn't grow because of all the trees. So it was always nice to go hang out in the backyard in the sun with all the weights and, just work out. And I enjoyed working out all my life. At my age now if I can't come to the gym, I'm disappointed. Even if I don't come here and just mope around and do a little this and a little that. Bill Pettis, when I would go to Venice Beach later on, we'll say 3 years ago, and Bill had got real bad, but I'd watch him when he first appeared at the beach. I'd be sitting on the wings, out in the wings, and he'd come and he'd go in the pit and he'd touch this like this. And he'd touch this bench, he'd go pat that weight, and he'd come out. I said, Bill, go pick up some of that. He said, I worked out already. But he was talking to his...
Still part of him. Yeah.
Still part of him. I said, okay, Bill, I got you. And he had formed a tumor up here. I don't know if you ever saw him with that. It was a ball about this big, right on his shoulder. It was like a third head. And I said, Bill, go have that removed. Don't you have Social Security now? Because, after 65, you get Social Security. Go have that moved. I said, but do like the old folks. They rub some copper wire around it. He said, I'm going to do that. He said he wrapped the copper wire and it fell off. Okay, that's the old country style, But no, the copper wire is supposed to, that and molds. If you had them old unsightly molds, wrap thread around it and they fall off.
This old Arkansas?
I'm from Arkansas. Yeah. Yes. I'm in Conway, yes. Back to the workouts. Leg pressing, 1,300 pounds with somebody sitting up on the rack, right here in this gym. When I joined this gym, I think in '96, and I was 46. The head of security was at Dublin. He worked at Dublin. He worked out here, Big Pete, a sourpuss. I called him that because he was always sour. And why are you talking to that guy, big Russian kid, Alex? He worked out here. Alex was a silver medalist in the Olympics. He's like 6'5". He just went back to Russia because he got married and had a child here and wasn't making no more money. He was an actor, commercials and stuff. And he gave me $100 one of my birthdays. I got him a job at Dublin's with me, but Big Pete got rid of him because he was too intimidating, the Russian guy. 6'5", very stern, very serious. It's crazy about that boy because he's Russian, never had a Russian friend. So cool. And Big Craig had the most respect for me. Big Craig, I'm going to Russia, find me a wife. Oh, what? And he go there, brought him a movie star back. Beautiful. Had him move out of his little apartment, something that he could afford into something he couldn't, and drain that bank account. Big Craig, I got $700 left in my bank account. I got to go back to Russia, try to get some work. He's still in Russia. I'm like, if they ain't got no work here, you think they got work over there? About right, huh? About right?
Let's go nightclubs, baby.
See, he could have did clubs here, but he got a child and a wife, and but he's been gone 4 or 5 months now. God bless him. I miss him because he was an inspiration here. But back to working out. I joined. I was security at Dublin's. And I was working out with Big Pete, and Big Pete says, "No, Big Craig, when he first meet me, Craig Monson. Why do I know that name? Big Craig, Big Craig." I said, "Oh, I used to compete." That's where I know that name. You did a show once, and to hear people talk about me, right? I'm sitting here to hear how they. He says, "I heard you coming before I saw you in the art," because I would walk real heavy coming out from behind the curtain. He said, and there you stood. You was massive. And I'm right out there. I'm sitting. He's telling the story. I'm laughing. He said, "Oh man, it's going to be a pleasure to have you work with us at Dublin's, right?" And I hadn't been in the gym. I told you I went through a depression and all. Hadn't been in the gym about 6 years, something like that. I was still doing push-ups at home and all. That was that cocaine stuff, right? So when I get back in here after 3 weeks, I start testing the body. And I put them 3 plates on. I said, "Pete, you got to hand it to me," because of the way the racks are. And he pushed it over on my chest. I got my grip. And I repped that sucker 50 times. He'd never seen nothing like that in his life. But I used to, back in the day, I used to do more. But oh shit, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. He said, man, did I just see you do 50? I said, you counted them? Because you always want your partner to count out loud.
Yeah.
Don't mumble. What you mumbling for? I can't hear you. Say it, I can't hear you. Make him count. Okay, 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay, take it off me, because I can't rack it. Take it off me. Put it up. I say, okay, let me rest a moment. And now he got to go do his. And he can't do but 2 plates on the strain. 2 plates on each side, and he's straining with it. Okay? And he been in the gym, he big. But he's only roided down. He's just water. Okay, it's not solid. He was always puffy. Okay. And he didn't see me for 6 months because I kept a shirt on, a jacket on. Even at Dublin, I bought that black windbreaker that they were black on the outside, orange on the inside. I kept that jacket on. And I was weighing 280, 285. Went up to 300 real fast, too fast, because I was too old to weigh that much. But my muscles had a memory, and I was eating, and I was coming back. Then he asked me, he said, Big Craig, I'm going to bring the squad, because he's telling them at Dublin's, telling them what I'm doing in the gym. And ain't nobody could bench press no 350 times. He said, man, I'm watching that old man do it, because I always dyed. You know, my beard's Snow White, right?
I didn't know.
My beard's Snow White. I've been dyeing my hair since I was 16, okay? Since I started graying very early. My brothers too. So, and I had gray hair then, showing. And they said, that old man ain't doing that. He had all 16 of the security come and gather around the bench right here, and the owner, you know how you asked the guy, you said, is it okay if we go over here and interview Craig? Well, they said, okay, we all come in here and watch Craig. Craig, who are they? I said, they just want to watch me work out. Okay, because she didn't know who I was, because I had just started.
Yeah.
Anyhow, she said, they can't work out. I said, oh, no. They're going to take pictures. I did 4 sets of 50 reps. Okay, 4 sets of 50. Unbelievable. I said, y'all saw it. Y'all have to tell it. Okay? I said, now back in the day, I used to back arm that bullshit. I said, I got pictures. Bullshit. I had to take this photo.
Yeah.
Back this, then it got old. This is my original. I've had it ever since back when. I took it to the club to let them go through it. And you know I lost some pictures. The picture with me and Arnold, it disappeared. Okay? A lot of pictures, and I try to keep my eye on it, but they disappear. But they saw that 300 back arm. Okay? Next thing I know, it was on the internet. I didn't put it up there. I didn't give it to nobody, but somebody took a picture of it or something, because I saw it hanging in somebody's gym. When you Google me, it's hanging in somebody's gym. How did that get there? That picture's on my wall in the living room at home. Okay, it's the size of one of these mirrors. It's huge. But somebody took the picture. I never gave it to nobody. So Pete brought the squad over. They see me do this. Pete and I kept working out, and I started a comeback. 97, 98, 99, trying to get back right, trying to get strong. Then, 99, 2000, I get introduced to growth hormone. Never seen it before in my life. I heard about it back in the day from the gorilla, and they said that's Chris Dickerson was using in Arnold. That's what gave them the pronoun, forehead, and the jawbone. Remember, they used to look like Frankenstein almost. And they said Chris Dickerson's fingers enlarged and his elbow enlarged. This was just rumor. This is what people said to me. So, but with this growth hormone, they were giving it to the AIDS patients, okay? And I knew AIDS people. And do you know anything about it? Oh yeah, I get it. You get it? Yeah. So they give me a box here, give me a box there. That shit started working. Okay, I got pictures in another portfolio. 2003, 2004, 2005, when I started using this growth hormone, my body came back to life. But at the same time, the back of my head looked like the brains were showing. You know what I'm saying? Have you seen that?
No, I've seen. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
I got pictures.
It's funny the way you describe it.
'Cause my buddy took a picture of me laying on the bench of the back of my head, and it just looked like noodles, okay? Like all the brains were sitting right there. When I saw that, I quit using it, okay? But I was back up to 400 pounds on this, and I was sitting in the chair, and I got a picture with me doing back arms with 2 plates, 45s on each side. And my Russian partner was talking to me, and he said, "You 50 what? And how old are you, 50? And I took the EZ bar. I had 2 45s on each side, and I take it here, and then you could hold it like that, right? And I kick it up here, push it up, and I'm back arming the 2 plates on each side. And I'm talking to Alex, that's the Russian. And he says, "Big Craig, you're like the cartoon character." He's telling me this while I'm working out, and I'm starting to laugh. And I paid attention to him in my overextended. You know, it pulled out and twist because I let it hang down too low.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of catching it like right here, like I would do it, I overstretched that sucker. I had to walk down to the store, get an ice bag, and I drove myself to emergency with the ice bag on the armrest. They wanted to do cortisone shots, X-ray. They did X-ray and told me what it was. Oh, we could do cortisone, da. Oh, no cortisone. I never wanted no cortisone, right? Instead, I went to Chinese acupuncture. I did the acupuncture, deep tissue, massage, pressure point massage, 6 months or so. She turned the power off. She stuck me in my leg down here and turned the power off.
Wow.
So I couldn't do 10 pounds like that. And then after a while, but I was still working out. She said, "We're going to turn the power back on after a couple of months." Turned the power, and the arm was jumping. Came back, and the arm's stronger than this arm now.
Wow.
Yes, it comes back. But after when I had my surgery, all my back arm failed. Okay, everything fell. Okay, my whole body fell like a stocking on a woman's leg. Okay, all my muscles just hanging.
Yeah.
My back, my forearm was just jiggly. Everything started coming. My chest was down here, like titties you could throw over your shoulder, because I had so much muscle, right?
Yeah.
When you lose all that pump,
Yeah.
it got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
My back my roommate said, "Craig, you have no more back." I wouldn't take my shirt off no more, even in the house. I look in the mirror, oh no, my shoulder was down here. What the hell happened to here? But it started coming back to life. Working out, and my doctor keep telling me, just work out light, Craig. Just keep exercising, keep stretching out, keep exercising. Next thing I know, I was 247, then 257, 260, and 270. I'm coming back, okay? But this is enough. I don't want to get no heavier. I just want to get a pump, you know? Even though I'm 66, I want to be 80. If I'm 80 and still looks like something, I don't never want to just look like I'm beat up,
Sure.
you know? So, where was I at? Legs. I was on legs. So I did the heavy leg press, never heavy squats, because when I went to prison in 1973, I was doing a 600-pound deadlift in the 300 club. You had to bench 300 to get into this, the pit in Tracy. It was fenced off, and you have to, if you didn't have a 300 card to get in, you had to work out over there with the bullshit weights. But if you had a card, you could get in here with the nice weights. And it was only the big boys, okay? And so I said, well, when they gonna hold a tournament? Because I walked in with 21-inch arms. I said, shit, I got to go in there. I don't want to work over there. Well, we got to wait till Saturday. And they put a belt up under you with a 5-pound weight on it. And if your butt come off the bench, I said, oh, I ain't never been. Remember, I told you I don't arch. Remember? No, I ain't gonna never arch. And so, and then guys had to warm up. They'd warm up with 100 pounds. I went right in and said, my turn, let me go. Put 300 pounds on and did it, that first rep. Did it a couple of times. Because I was training on the street. And they were like, uh-oh. I walked in there and got a name for myself. Okay, but I had a name already. I ain't supposed to go here. I had a name already on the streets, but that name had beat me to the pen. And and so when I started working out and they realized that it was true, there you go. Now, but I'm gonna tell you this one, and I'm gonna quit going there. I got a 90-day date. They gave me 90 days before I come home from San Quentin. 3 months. But I've been in San Quentin for almost 5 years. They said, you got to go air out. We're gonna send you to a camp center. Jamestown Camp Center. You sleep in dormitories. Be cool for you, Big Craig. I had to go to the board, you know. I'm like, cool. So, you got to ride the bus from San Quentin to Jamestown. When I go to get on the bus, the handcuffs wouldn't fit, so they put the leg irons on my hands. They said, good Lord, would you look at this? Because I was big, okay? They put these leg irons on my hands, and they go, now look, we're going to put you in the cage. You can't sit in the back of the bus with the rest of the guy in case you decide you want to act up. We're going to put you in this cage. I said, man, I'm going home in 3 months. My acting up days, I wouldn't be going to this camp if I had been acting up. I said, I'm good. I ain't busting a grape. I'm not going to step on a bug because I want to go home. Tired of this nonsense. They said, okay, they put me in the cage. I get to Jamestown. Jamestown is wide open. Dormitories all built around the yard right in the middle. Football fields, maybe 3 football fields. Wide open. Beautiful. The weight pile right there on the yard, which I like working outside. I go and make my bed up and walk straight out to the weight pile. Got to establish myself, right? Walk straight out to the weight pile. And the police are leaning up on the second, their dormitories. Look like apartment buildings. Yeah. With the balcony that walk all the way down, all the way around. Me and my stupid ass. The boy was bench pressing 5 plates. Ching-a-ling-ling, ching-a-ling-ling, ching-a-ling, right? And the bar was doing this, the big 8-foot long bar almost, and the bar's swaying, you know? And I'm like, I'm standing there, I say, I'm next. He said, all right. And I go up to the bar, and I lean over, and I snap that on, you know? And I adjust it, and they think I'm finna adjust it or something, and I start curling it. And I'm curling it like that. Like it wasn't nothing. And I'm talking to them. They say, Big man, when you, I just got off the bus. And I'm establishing myself, right? I put it down. I had 22s now. Because the first time I went to the board, they say, how big are you? 21. They say, next year bring us 22s. No joke. So next year I came, I had 22 and a half. Now next year, they don't even ask me, okay, but they give me a date. Okay. The police up here look down at me, says, hey, you. I say, yes, sir. When you get here? I say, today. What's your name? I say, Monson. What dormitory you live? I say, you standing right in front of it, right there. J19 or what? Okay. That night about 3 o'clock in the morning, they come shaking my bed. Hey, get up. You can't stay here. They put me in the hole and sent me back. I was too big for the prison. And look, I go back to San Quentin. They say, what you doing coming back? They didn't want me there. What a mess. You know, I'm on my way home. I want to go home. Yeah. You know, they said, you're too big to be here in our prison. It was a joke among the guards in San Quentin now. You know what I mean? Yeah. This man too big to stay in the prison. You know. What they got over there, a bunch of wimps? This is what the guards were saying, right? Yeah, but no, man. No, I paid my dues. I had a good run. Bodybuilding was great for me. Bodybuilding saved my life. Bodybuilding, like I said, I started in '63. And my thing, my mama even said it to the boys' vice principal at the junior high school. He wants to be known as the biggest man in the world. She said it to him. She would feed me anything I wanted, much as I wanted, okay? She enjoyed looking out her bedroom window at me back there working out. Jingling, jingling, because the weights, you know, that iron is always rattling. And me growing. And she said, I'm gonna have some friends over. I want you to come and do a show. And I do a show for her friends in the living room. I put chairs and whatever, and I pose for them and what. You know, It was part of us, and she loved it. She was proud of me doing that. You know, my brother Salam, he started, once he realized that my body was growing when I was a kid, man, can we use your weights? After we would work out, then him and his squad, they were goofy. They'd come, they couldn't work out with us, but they would work out after us. He belonged to the swim team. He did a show or two at Venice Beach. He had a couple of little trophies. Had nice abs. Hold a pencil in his abs. Put it right, yes.
So what do you, let's kind of finish off with
Go
what
ahead,
you're up to
yeah.
now. So you said you're coming out with a book, and because I think...
Oh yeah, I'm doing a book about my life from a childhood on up.
Okay.
Okay. Also a documentary. It's going to have to, the guy, we have to do it in segments, in chapters, because it's a long life. It's a long,
Sure.
long story. A lot of, you got to take the bitter with the sweet. A lot of bad parts. Then there were times, from the bad stuff to the middle stuff to the ending, okay? Like I said, I did a lot of traveling, free. They paid to see me. And then a lot of traveling I paid myself. I went to Rome 3 times myself with my own money, okay? I took the middle trip. I took my godson. He was 6 years old, Hispanic. His mother was born in Mexico, and the daddy was born in Salvador, okay? And while we were sitting right here at International Airport, an older couple, a white couple, and they both had snow white hair. They were talking to David, that's my godson's father, and they asked him, so how long you been saving for your trip? He says, what do you mean? They said, you're going to Italy, how long you been saving? He said, oh, I'm not paying for it. They said, no. They said, we've been saving 25 years, the couple. He said, no, I'm not paying for it. He's paying for it. And they leaned over, and I was sitting at the end, Jerry and I. Jerry was my friend at that time. He's dead, God bless his soul. He caught colitis, inflammation of the stomach.
Yeah, I know what that is.
You know what that is? And it ate him up.
Jeez.
Look, he was 33 years old, but he was allergic to sulfur. And all of our good drugs have sulfur in it. So they were giving him generic stuff, and it wasn't working. Then one day the doctor called me up and said, Big Craig, we found a cure in the laboratory from doing all the biopsies. We found a cure. Bring him to the... He died. He caught pneumonia in the hospital.
Jeez.
Okay, and died. But anyhow, he was with us, Jerry was with us, me, then David, his wife, and then my little godson, Christopher. I baptized Christopher. I was his godfather. They haven't done me right, so bye-bye. Okay, I thought he just graduated high school, he's in college now. Christmas time, I pushed the basket at Toys R Us. He had $700 to do his shopping, okay? I spoiled this kid. He was my heart, okay? When you Google me or whatever, you see the little Spanish kid, that's my godson. He's a grown boy now. They didn't do right by me, okay? Once I spent the night over for Christmas, and when they opened his toys in the morning, I said, where's the robot? He said, hey, where's my robot? Where's the helicopter remote control? Where's my helicopter? This is the kid saying, and the mother had asked me for the receipt back, and I didn't put 2 and 2 together. She took the toys back and got the money.
Oh, geez.
And told me, well, you bought too much. It was mine to buy. It was for me to him. That's my boy, you know? I'm like, you did what? And said it with an attitude. You know it hurt me to my heart, right? It hurt deep. And now they're in the house that I helped pay the down payment for, okay? I'm still in an apartment. They got swimming pool, jacuzzi, upstairs, downstairs, 3-car garage in Palmdale, right? My phone went off a while ago and you saw me look at it. They texted me, her father is having a kidney transplant tomorrow in Cedars-Sinai. I was in the hospital and they didn't even come see me. Danny Trejo, the movie star, took time out of his busy schedule and came to see me. This is my godson, who I took to Italy with me, who I've been $500 a month for him. I was given $500 a month. Okay, so he wouldn't have to want for nothing to his daddy. And his mama, they thinking, the daddy coming to work, I'm just giving money to my godson. Don't want him to run for nothing. Okay? And I don't get Christmas calls, I don't get birthday calls. I'm angry and I'm bitter. But I've had a good life, no regrets. Bodybuilding has been so great, and doing those massive things that people read about and talk about, yes, I did it. Okay? I'd curl almost 300 pounds. I'd back arm 315. I'd bench press 585 and hold a conversation with you while I'm doing it. I had a good time, okay? At Venice Beach, when I would do the crazy stunts, people would applaud me when I would get up. They'd applaud, you know, and can I take a picture with you? Would you take a picture with my kid? And I would do it. Me and Big Arnold together, they asked Arnold wouldn't take a picture with him. He said, no. I said, oh no, I'm taking a picture, come here. And I'd hold the babies and what? I have all them kids around me. No, you have to be a people's champion.
Absolutely.
Yes, and so the people loved me back then, all right? Like I said, when I went to Mr. World and they were saying, Monson, Monson, first time in Switzerland, and they were chanting my name, Monson, Monson, okay? I go to Mexico City, I'm sitting in the restaurant, a kid staring at me like this. I'm eating, I said, oh, somebody gonna recognize me. And Fernando, my partner, he said, why? I said, oh, the kid recognized. He disappeared. I said, oh, he left. He came back with his shoulder strap with his magazines and had me in the books. He wanted me to sign the books. Okay? Yes, I've had fun.